This is Timeless V, and today we will be playing Minecraft. I think I make a new box, put down. I actually need to sort these boxes. You already know my family. This is Pepper, Cha, Lady, Zoom, Tashima. This is Blue. Don't have a tag yet. That is Una. And we are playing on peaceful mode. So there's no monsters. We were working on the road. I might as well go to sleep. We were working on the road to the spawn point and also putting the bamboo around the edge of the village because they say the bamboo is like a fence. I don't know. But there's enough of it growing nearby to not a big loss. But anyway, it gives it a nice look. And here he is, Asume. And this is Gigi Ochi-chan. They live in the garden. Really don't need this here. Oh, I need brick. Let me see. Here's stone. I may not always remember what our project was, but we can work on our road. I don't know how long that will take to finish. And I think we have gotten pretty far. Okay. This will be a tunnel through. I think everything else is on this level. But it's not as close to it. Sometimes I make them the tunnels just to make it look more interesting. Need to make some more torches. All right. And my torches is always on number 4. That way I can find them without even thinking. All right. When I come up from my tunnel, I will have to go that way just a little bit to avoid ruining my garden. Small as it is, but I don't want to ruin it. All right, let's fix it. This is a game that you pretty much make what you will of it, you know. You can put the monsters on and fight the monsters, and go to the ender and fight the dragon, or the ender and fight the dragon. You can go to the nether and fight gas and different things like that, or you could just chill and build and see how much you can make it look like somebody actually lives here. You have never-ending supplies of building supplies if you want to dig them up. So I always have a nice, peaceful time building things. And I guess it depends on what type of person you are. If you get bored with it fast, or you can spend endless hours just building and farming. And one thing I do like is farm simulators. I like making farms and that. I usually don't have that big of a farm, really on any of them, but I do enjoy it anyway. And that is the majority of things that you will find on my channel, is things like that. I have played Minecraft for years. But I've only learned how to do the basics on it. So I use a compass and oopsie. So you'll find me using a compass and a clock instead of using coordinates. I believe the coordinates came out later, so I've never learned to use those correctly or at all, really. And I've learned how to use the clock and compass. And there's not a lot of things that I know how to make. I do know how to make an enchanting table and stuff like that. But for the most part, I usually will play by myself, chilled, and you learn how to do a lot of stuff from other people. So my Minecraft will be just that chilled. I don't know how much you would learn from me, but it's just something calming to watch. I know they have what they call ASMR is what they call it. And I guess you could use it for that. It's chilled, you know. Fortunately, this big tree gotta go. This tree is so big. The theory is that the closer to the top that you could get, more likely you're gonna be able to chop the thing down, the full thing, and not have hanging leaves in the air. If I don't have vines to climb on, I'll try to climb up with dirt. I don't have the wings like people have. I've never had the wing. I thought that was interesting, but a lot of things are quote unquote new, and I haven't learned how to deal with the new stuff too well. Especially if it takes the monsters being on to get it. Those fancy boxes, I've never had them. I thought they were pretty interesting because you can move them from the actual spot. You can take them with you. So I always thought they were interesting. I never had one though. Some people have full collections of them. But of course, I don't think of myself as being an expert Minecraft player, not even a good one. You know, just one out having fun. There was a time I used to just watch people play different games and not really play them for myself, just watch. But of course, I can be a control freak sometimes. And would try to tell people how to play their game. And one time a person told me, "Well, you need to put your own game on here and play it." And that's how I began playing Minecraft. And it was quite an adventure. First, I didn't know it was possible to turn the monsters off. So I spend a lot of time with anxieties, trying to. They give me anxiety sometimes. I'm playing Minecraft until I found out I could turn the monsters off. That was the most wonderful thing ever that I could ever have learned how to turn the monsters off. Because I could play for hours, and not worry about creepers blowing up stuff I built or skeletons shooting me from behind a tree, different things like that. I still played it before I knew I could turn the monsters off, or when I played on a server at one time, I would still play. The server's not going to turn the monsters off. And that's not even what kind of sired me to playing on a server. The thing that sired me from playing on a server is I had well, when I first got on there, a friend let me build a room in their house until I can get my own place. And I built me a boarding house because I like pretend building. And I had a space in a boarding house for me, and I had a space that somebody could rent if they wanted to. And I was helping another friend who was building a castle, helping them. And so one day, I had golems, I had uh, pets, I had well, the golem was my butler. I had some pets, and I had some animals that I would keep in an underground pen. Well, it was a special pen. And then I had animals in my yard that I would use to reseed the area with animals so that if anybody wanted to play, came in brand new and wanted to play, they can still be able to get animals because the server was starting to get kind of old. And so anyway, I don't know why this wood is not coming. So anyway, a new person came in and they asked me because it was nighttime, and I think I was the only other one on the server. Could I sleep? Because they wanted to sleep, and then I said, "Well, um, yeah." But then I went out of the server, out, and when I came back the next day, my animals were killed. My golem was killed. Um, and as I looked around, the house that I used to stay in with my friend, and I had a little sign that had my name on the door, and that was ransacked and everything taken from it that they wanted, the person wanted. And they also ransacked my boarding house and took what they wanted because I didn't know how to lock my boxes. And on that particular server, you can lock your boxes. But I didn't really think it was necessary because it was a small little server. And so that kind of soured me because I knew that the person was young, more or less. They seem young anyway, you know, and um, me being an adult, have a problem with um, if a young person is disrespectful, but then I had to tell myself, well, they really don't know how old you are, although that was not a good thing to do. They really don't know how old you are or anything like that, you know. So I try not to take it but so hard, but it caused me to be leery on interacting with people on the that I didn't know in games. And I guess that's not the best way to be. So I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, as they say. Although I haven't played on line any of the games as yet, I did figure out, well, someone figured out for me how to turn the sound on my Switch so that it can be recorded. And so I will try that sooner or later. Try it again. Because I enjoyed playing Plants vs. Zombies. And I have a few other games on there that I will probably end up playing as well. And that does have an online mode. So when I build my confidence up enough, maybe I'll even go online to play sometime. Oh, that trader scared me. It's like, what is that running over the hill? I almost forgot he was in the game. Showing up every now and then with his free leads. I'll start trying to learn a little bit of Japanese. And got a CD for dummies, which I listened to some yesterday. And I think I'll listen to some more today. And I know, maybe get the guys, they ain't killed me or spit on me, but they got to go now. Gonna run all over my garden. Uh, and he's still running around getting on my nerve. And I got one of the ropes. See, I am a peaceful person, and he made me have to kill him. And I have a big smile on my face. All right. I'm gonna go get rid of some of this junk. I got so much junk in this inventory that ain't even funny. I should bring Blue and Moon and let them live here. I don't know. Maybe not. I do believe a creeper did this. There is a lot of iron in this hole. A lot of iron. These stalagmites and stalactites are new. I'm not sure what you can do with them. And now you can find those growing in caves. Looks like my road will run straight across that hole. That's all right. One time I seen this person's map. That, that's the trader. I guess he won the work, won the right to live. But one time I seen this one person's map, and they had like a big, giant field of wheat. And I've always wanted to make a giant field of wheat, but I never did. Maybe I'll do that one day. Because their particular map had a bunch of stuff they had put on it, like almost like a big towns and all kind of stuff, and the roads had big wheat fields running near them when you go from town to town. Um, I've never done. I've made the towns before. Small towns, not big city towns. The most I've made is an apartment complex one time. But most of the time, I'll just make what I call day journey houses, which takes you a day's journey to get there. By the time the sun goes down, there's a house, and there I will call those day journey houses because it only took you, it would give you shelter before it get too late. So for the most part, I be preparing for monsters, but I don't turn them on. I always say that's just in case, but that just in case never comes along because that's not really my thing. So the giant tower that you see there is an old fashioned way of finding your way home as well. As you can see it from far away. So when you go exploring and you have your compass and your clock, take a bed with you if you plan on just really exploring. And then you'll have, if you put a big tower by your house, if you made the house near spawn point, and I always put a house, even if it's just a little kind of cheaply made house, I always put one there so that I can have a shelter right there if I end up at spawn point again. And I make a little garden there so I can always go from that point, forward. But then if I end up at that point again, um, there's a house at spawn point. And usually I'll put the beginning stuff like maybe some armor or something like that in the boxes. At spawn point, some food, whatever a person may need. Like if they lost their their armor or their stuff that they had on them. So it's like starter stuff that I usually will put into a box at spawn point. And I think it's just a way of being overly cautious. And I think there's quite a few people that play in that manner, that they have a special reserve of things that they keep just in case. I don't know if it's always appreciated though. Because I know that the server that I used to play on before I just quit playing on the server, he had the person who owned the server had special mods on there that the mobs would drop enchanted armor and stuff. This was a while back, and you can, if you get a lot of the diamond armor from the mobs, and you can put the armor together, and you can end up having a pretty nice set of armor. So I would collect up all the armor that I would get from the mobs and just repair it and put it in a box and just, some of it I'd keep and some of it I would give away. So I end up having real nice armor. Of course, I don't know how to put mods on myself. And for the most part, whenever I would get somebody to put mods on my computer for me, they would quickly become outdated because of the Minecraft always be updating, and it usually breaks the mods. You can backdate and play, but usually I just go ahead and play whatever, play the new version that they put out. And I just finally said, well, I'll be satisfied with no mods. But that particular mod was, it was pretty nice. It was lucrative because you can get armor and stuff, real nice armor from the mobs. And now I hear that you can make a armor it's better than diamond armor, and it doesn't burn up. I'm not sure what all it can do, but it's supposed to be better than diamond armor. Now I have to look into that someday, see what it is. For the most part, it's probably something I can't get because I'm on peaceful. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it doesn't hurt to look it up. And I guess you may wonder why armor up if there's nothing to armor up for. That's part of the fantasy. You know, part of the fantasy. And to learn how to do as much stuff as you can, you know. Because all in all, um, you can get by with not knowing how to make an enchanting table and all these different things. But I normally will go ahead and try to learn how to do these things. If I can. Sometimes I don't have the patience. And we're almost to the door. All right. Steps up. I don't know why I didn't light this house up. right, we have completed the road to Spawn Point. We kind I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna do for this play through. Put some lights around the edge. Yeah, I got sticks. This is an odd shaped house. The thing about this house is when the bedroom being upstairs, um, if the monsters was on, they're more than likely they wouldn't be up that high. So you would still be able to sleep. This area can use a little fixing up, but we will carry on. A little pond back, well, not even a pond, a little something. I'm proud of how this turned out. Looks good. And the village is not even a day's journey away. So that's pretty neat. I'm gonna strike out in that direction towards the village over there. It's funny how when you're building stuff, that's when the animals want to come right where you are. Like, oh, you want to dig on this spot? Well, that's where I want to stand. And it seems like soon as you want to capture them, they run the other way. I remember when Minecraft used to be so glitchy till they would have world holes that you can fall through sometimes, you know. Um, but it could just been I had a weaker computer that couldn't really run it right. But they used to have holes that you can fall through, um, things like that. And I think they've done a lot of improvements to the game as well. You know, because one of my other games that I like to play, uh, it gets real glitchy if you play it too long. That would be The Sims. And I guess it takes more because of the sim creatures in it. Well, home creatures, but the people in it slows down the simulated people as they learn. I think they slow down the process because if you have a new sim that has never been played, for the most part, if you ain't playing them, they stay in the house. But the more you play them, the more things they do, they can think up to do. And so, um, as they will visit to whatever house you're in or whatever club you taking your other characters to, so they begin to slow the game down. Sometimes it makes for funny play, you know. But I enjoy that game as well. I just wish it was better made. I like Sims 3 so much. That was the first Sims game I ever played. I liked it so much. Um, but I end up losing the, well, access to it. And it's not, for me, worth the headache trying to get that game back. It was glitchy in its own right, but oh man, that was my first uh, experience with the Sims games, and I really enjoyed it. It was like your own soap opera, really, you know. And even in the four Sims 4, um, I see the potential. for soap opera. I have made my own before and probably will again. You know, my playthrough has been pretty tame considering the stuff that I do think up. But as far as our game, our Minecraft play today, we have completed our road to spawn point. Um, we got quite a bit of junk in the inventory. I like my back door that I made and my animals. But we're probably going to end our play today um, at this point, as soon as I clean out my inventory and come back, work on the road, I guess, next time we play, and also try to do some fishing because I do have several animals that need name tags, which I did not bother to get them name tags yet. You have to fish them out or find a place, one of those dungeons or whatever they call them. I guess we can do some exploring next time as well. Oh, I always keep dirt. Dirt is my scaffolding. For the most part. Because I don't really know how to make scaffolding, never tried. It never been that important to me. It's a newer feature, and so I've never learned how to do it. Just play it the way I've always played it. All right, this is Thomas V, and we have been playing Minecraft today. And at this point, we're going to end the game, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.